Another thing you talked about was the transition, like you said, from places where the film industry is more concentrated on film or on plays, and they have to make the adjustment to a TV structure. And me as myself as a feature writer, and obviously other feature writers who are looking to get into TV, what do you think is the biggest adjustment that feature writers have to make to move into TV?
The largest change has to do with length of narrative and depth of character. The idea that a story ends after 2 hours or in some version of 3 acts, really is old-fashioned. Uh, Storytelling now follows the long narrative, where the character reveals, in other words, the characters have layers of secrets that come out over a very long period of time, where they're more like real people in the world who go through not one experience, but many, from which they grow and change. And that is the big difference, the depth and length of storytelling. There's a little bit of difference in structure in the sense that if you're dealing with a smaller screen, you're dealing with a more intimate image, so that the idea that panoramic cinematography will win the day doesn't work the same on a television screen, even a very large television screen, as it does in a big theater. So there are some theatrical features that really do belong in a theater, in a very, very big screen, because that's the immersive experience. But those are going to be increasingly event oriented, where there are fewer of them. They're the big blockbusters, they're the superhero type things, or just spectacles. And those spectacles are complementary to people doing special effects, to people who are doing a lot of cinematography, even sound, music, and not so much performance, really. So it takes different kinds of qualities. The financing is different. It's the sources of financing in theatrical features sometimes have their own requirements in terms of what to profile. Television doesn't work that way at all. It's really the content itself, and it's mostly the scripts. I mean, I've had experiences, many experiences over time, but there was one experience fairly early in my career, where I had written an original film that was being filmed for television. This was not a series. This was a short television movie. And the director came on, and some of it wasn't finished. I was still doing some things to the end of it. And the director said to me, don't worry about it. Give me whatever notes you have and I will make my film. Well, this was overheard by a network executive. As a result, they put a monitor on the set, which the director, I'm sure, hated, to make sure that the director shot word for word everything that was in the script. And that's something that would not happen in theatrical features, where the director would say, well, I'm the king or queen, and this is my movie, go away. And that's a totally opposite feeling from what's in television. That said, Netflix, Amazon, well, Netflix in particular, certainly HBO always has moved back and forth from feature-length product to series product. There are plenty of movies that can be seen on Netflix, which is probably a big problem for exhibition in theaters. You find theaters are closing. Rather than spend the money to go out and buy the tickets and park and whatever, people are watching those things on television. Well, that's going to change what's on television, because some of the spectacle that's really great in theater, looks diminished on television. So in turn, it's going to make a change. I did hear a rumor that Netflix was thinking of going into or no, Amazon was thinking of buying theaters and going into theatrical exposition. So it's kind of opposite. But I don't think that this is partly COVID again, but I don't think people are ever going to return to the days of going in closed theaters in the large part. I think it's mostly going to be digital delivery, no matter what it is you're looking at.